Ms. Muir, anything that needs to be addressed from the people's side?
I don't believe so.
Okay, let's go with September 15th at 10 a.m. if that date works for everyone.
It
Yes.
does, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Perez, you're going to need to log back in on September 15th at 10 a.m. You'll use all the same login information that you used to log in today. You understand that?
Yes, sir, I do. Sir?
One moment, Ms. Perez. Ms. Van Duzen, would you prepare to
Okay,
sit?
okay.
Yes, I will, Your Honor. Sorry.
Okay, Ms. Perez, is there something else that you needed to know?
Yes, sir. If I have that, the whole thing paid before then, do I still go to
Ms.
court?
Ms. Perez, just give me
Yeah.
a call, okay?
Okay, I will. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Yep. Talk to Ms. Van Duzen at the
Yep,
Public
you guys have a
Defender's
great day.
Office.
Thank you.
Thanks. You can hang up now.
Okay, thank you. All right, thanks.
Okay, and Ms. Underwood, are you ready to go on the record now with Mr. Gilbert?
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay, we are on the record now in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Peter Gilbert, file number 19-19246-FH and file 19-19247-FH. These are both set for pretrials on a violation of probation. We are proceeding today by a video conference that's being streamed to a YouTube channel. Ms. Underwood, would you like to place your appearance on the record?
Rhonda Underwood, appearing for Mr. Gilbert this morning. Your Honor, I have spoken to both Mr. Gilbert and Mr. Stevenson of the Probation Department, Your Honor. Mr. Gilbert does still have outstanding matters in other jurisdictions, and we believe it appropriate to adjourn this matter until September, Your Honor. Perhaps that September 15th day would work for us as well.
Yeah, so that was a September 15 date. We'll do 10 a.m. on that as well. So September 15th at 10 a.m. We'll adjourn it until then.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Mr. Gilbert, you need to log back in on September 15th at 10 o'clock with all the same information that you used to log in today.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Mr. Gilbert,
you can log-
Mr. Gilbert, can you call me right now, please?
Yes, I can.
All right, thank you.
All right.
So I said, I thought all three of those five.
Okay, Mr. Murphy, we do have Mr. Height here now. Any breakout session with him or anyone else on that case?
Your Honor, this is being covered by the Hillsdale County Prosecutor's Office. I don't know if they've connected yet.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, no, she's here. Hang on.
Mike Stevenson.
Mr. Gilbert.
Okay. I just want to verify.
Mr. Gilbert, perhaps you should leave the room.
226 East Carpenter Road, Flint, Michigan.
Yeah, hang on. I'm trying to remove him.
Thank you, Your Honor. I believe I'm done this morning with your court.
Yep, you are. Thank you. Okay, I think I've got Ms. Vanderbroek here now from the Hillsdale County Prosecutor's Office. So I'm sorry, Mr. Murphy, did you say you need a breakout session with anyone?
Your Honor, what I would ask for, if we could possibly have a breakout session with myself, the prosecutor, and the court.
Okay, Mr. Hyde, I'm going to place you in the waiting room for just one moment while I have a breakout session with the attorneys.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, so can I have everyone that's in the gallery at the moment step outside of the courtroom? I need to have a private discussion with the attorney. Okay, we are on the record now in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Isaiah Height. It's file 21-20330-FH. Today's date set for pretrial in this matter. We are proceeding today by a video conference that's being streamed to a YouTube channel. First, let me ask the attorney's place their appearance on the record, beginning with Ms. Vanderbroek for the people.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ann Vanderbroek, Assistant Prosecuting Attorney representing the people of the state of Michigan.
Matthew Murphy, P number 81620, appearing on behalf of William Height, who's appearing today via Zoom from Nottoway County Jail.
All right, we have had a bit of a discussion with respect to the status of this case off the record with the attorneys. It's my understanding at this point that we are still awaiting the criminal responsibility report and also that they have not been able to locate an inpatient facility for Mr. Height yet. Is that accurate, Mr. Murphy?
Yes, Your Honor. I wanted to place on the record that there has been discussions about an offer in this matter for Mr. Height to plead as charged with an agreement in regards to sentencing that we talked about off the record. At this time, obviously, without a report as to criminal responsibility, I'm hesitant to have Mr. Height make a decision in regards to the offer that's been made. I am asking for another pretrial in this matter. We are trying to figure something out in regards to this case, in regards to working it out to avoid an ultimate trial in this matter. So I do believe another pretrial will be beneficial. And again, I'm not sure how long it'll take for that ultimately to get the criminal responsibility report, but I'm hesitant to move forward on a plea, any type of plea, if I don't have that yet. So unfortunately, I am asking to delay, I guess, further the case, but another pretrial I think would be beneficial.
Okay, and Ms. Vanderbroek, anything that we need to address from your side?
I don't believe so, Your Honor.
All right. So what I'll do is set this for a pretrial on August 25th at 10 a.m. We did have a discussion, and I believe we've addressed the issue before on the record, that Mr. Height's bond conditions will include a provision, if they don't already, that Mr. Height can be released to an inpatient health facility as soon as the bed becomes available. So,
thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor.
But that could be
Mr. Murphy, would you be willing to prepare stipulation order for that adjournment?
Yes, Your Honor. Ms. Vanderbroek, do you want me to sign that with your permission or send it to your office to sign?
You can sign it with my permission.
Thank you. And that was August 25th. What was the time, Your Honor? I'm sorry.
That's 10 a.m.
Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Height, you can tell the officer that's with you that you are done in court for today.
Thank you, William.
What happened?
Okay, thank you, Ms. Vanderbroek. Have a nice day.
Thank you, Your Honor. You as well.
Thank you, Ms. Vanderbroek.
Thank you, Mr. Murphy.
And Mr. Murphy, did you have anything else with us today?
I have Jeremy Sims, Your Honor.
Jeremy Sims, okay. All right, Mr. Martinez, I'm just waiting for Mr. Sala to get his audio connected.
Okay.
Your Honor, were you waiting on anyone else from the jail?
We would take Jeremy Sims if you have him available.
I believe he's upstairs. Let me check.
Okay.
He is upstairs, Your Honor. I'll have them sign on.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Okay, we have Mr. Sala and Mr. Martinez are both here now with their audio connected. Ms. Borders, are you there?
I am, Your Honor, but Mr. Martinez is not my matter. It's
Oh, I
Ms.
apologize.
Wise's matter. I know, it's shocking, but it's not in this case. I don't know if Ms. Muir is covering it for the day, but if not, Ms. Wise is, there she is.
Ms. Wise is here. I just haven't brought her into the meeting yet.
Morning.
Okay, good morning. Mr. Sala or Ms. Wise, do you need a breakout session or anything before we begin?
I don't believe so. I think we've discussed this and we need to discuss it some more, but it's going to take us a little bit longer than a breakout session, Your Honor.
Okay, we are on the record now in the matter of the people of the state mission versus Brent Justin Martinez, file number 19-19600-FC. This is a date set for a pretrial conference in this matter. We are proceeding today by a video conference that's being streamed to a YouTube channel. First, let me ask the attorneys to place their appearances on the record, beginning with Ms. Wise.
Good morning, Your Honor. Jackie Wise on behalf of the people.
Stand silent on behalf of Brent Martinez, Your Honor.
All right, and Mr. Sala, where do we stand with this case today?
At this point in time, as Ms. Weiss has indicated, we could potentially have some more discussions, but probably setting up a trial would be appropriate.
Okay, this is an older case. Mr. Martinez is not incarcerated. We are starting to schedule trials. We have scheduled a number of trials. Are getting that process again. Our direction is to conduct the trials for incarcerated defendants first, or to give them priority. So, Mr. Sala, I guess I'd leave it to you. Do you want to schedule a trial date now with the understanding that it could get superseded by an incarcerated defendant's trial, or do you want to schedule another pretrial and have maybe a more reliable date at a later time?
We could schedule another pretrial, Your Honor.
How about September 8th at 10 a.m.?
That works.
I actually have a trial scheduled at 9:30 in district court.
Okay, how about September 15th at 10 a.m.?
I have a hearing scheduled in Sault Ste. Marie on that day.
About the 22nd at 10 a.m.
That's fine. And by then we should be able to have a firm date for trial.
I can't make any guarantees about anything, but it's, I think there's a pretty good chance of that.
Okay.
So Mr. Sala, would you be willing to prepare a stipulation in order for that adjournment?
Yes.
All right, so that again is September 22nd at 10 a.m. Anything else that we need to address?
No, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor.
All right, thank you, Mr. Sala. Mr. Martinez, you can go ahead and end the log out.
Thank you. Thank you. Brett, give me a call.
Okay, sir, at the jail, are you Mr. Sims?
Yes.
All right, Mr. Murphy, do you need a breakout session with Mr. Sims?
I do not, Your Honor, unless you wanted to talk with me real quick before we went ahead on the record. Do you want to talk with me anymore, Mr. Sims? Anything more than we discussed yesterday?
No.
We can go on the record, Your
Okay.
Honor.
All right, 1 second then. All right, we are on the record in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Jeremy Michael Sims, AKA Lamar Burrell, AKA Jeffrey Whitaker, file number 21-20403-FH. Today's the date set for a pretrial conference in this matter. We are proceeding by a video conference that's being streamed to a channel. First, let me ask the attorneys to place their appearance on the record, beginning with Ms. Muir for the people.
Phoebe Muir on behalf of the people.
Matthew Murphy appearing on behalf of Mr. Sims, who's appearing today via Zoom from the Lenawee County Jail.
All right, and Mr. Murphy, where do we stand with this case today?
Your Honor, at this time, I have been trying to work with the prosecutor in this matter. I believe it's Mr. Fleming is still on the case. We had a preliminary exam. Right now, there hasn't been an offer that we've agreed to. So we're gonna have to ask for another pretrial date in this matter. I was also wondering if we could possibly address bond this time if the court wants me to schedule a hearing for that.
Let's get the pretrial date set first. August 25th at 10 a.m.
I'll go ahead and prepare a stipend order for that day and time, Your Honor.
Thank you. And Ms. Murphy, if you'd like to address bond, I'll allow you to do that now.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Your
Mr. Sims,
Honor, I'm unprepared to address bond at this time. I do not have a computer at my disposal. I'm wondering if maybe I could see if there's another prosecutor who's available who could do that. Nothing has been working for me technology wise this morning, and I apologize, but I'd like a file to refer to, and all our files are obviously on the computer. So could we see if there's another, give me a moment to see if there's another prosecutor or Mr. Fleming who can log in and address bond with Mr. Murphy?
I'm right here. I can do it. Just let me, who are we addressing right now? I apologize.
Jeremy Sims.
Okay.
I'm sorry about the inconvenience.
All right, Ms. Weiss, just let us know whenever you're ready.
I'm ready, Your Honor.
Thank you, Ms. Weiss. Thank you, Your Honor. Your Honor, in regards to Mr. Sims, Your Honor did order previously that he could be released on a GPS tether, and that also that there was an agreement that he could go to to Ohio, to Toledo for medical treatment. Now, in regards to the tether, Mr. Sims, he is not able to actually pay for the tether. There was some issue with his access to his funds, and he's no longer able to pay for the tether. One thing I was asking the court to possibly consider, now Mr. Sims, he does have that pending medical issue, or the current medical issue. It was pending surgery that had to be delayed. He wasn't able to make that surgery. Now, I think he did have a recent fall there in Lenawee County Jail. I believe that was on Friday. That's further aggravated some of his medical issues. I was asking the court to possibly consider if he could be released on a PR bond and be allowed possibly 5 to 6 or maybe a week time to have the tether placed on him. He would be able to have access to get his Social Security started if he was to be released. And he has indicated he has every further intention of having the tether on. It's simply a matter of having access to the money. And this would allow him to get medical treatment and get the issues taken care of. And he obviously would return to serve any punishment or any type of sentence that would be imposed if that was ultimately what would happen. That's what I'm asking the court to consider today. Would possibly to have him released on a PR bond pending that that situation. Again, Mr. Sims, I understand he does have a past criminal record. I'm asking the court to consider moving forward. He wants to take care of these issues. He wants to address what's before the court. He wants to move on with his life since this incident occurred, which was about 2 or 3 years ago. Shortly after this incident that stemmed this case, there was a significant accident that Mr. Sims was in. Since that, he has been trying to change his life, and he simply wants to move forward with that. This bond condition request, again, is stemming mainly with him trying to get his medical attention, medical treatment dealt with. That's why I'm asking for that, Your Honor. Thank you.
Your Honor, it appears in this matter he's charged with retail fraud first and as a habitual offender. Ultimately, I'm not going to argue against bond. I'd leave it in your discretion. I would just point out that, it appears that this defendant has previously been convicted of failing to appear for court in Lucas County, but it also appears that that conviction is about 20 years old. So I would leave it in your discretion, Your Honor.
All right, I think there is evidence in the record to be concerned with the failure to appear, as Ms. Wise pointed out, that is 20 years old. I guess ultimately, I think that I do want to give Mr. Sims an opportunity to get the medical treatment that he needs. So I will accept Mr. Murphy's proposal that he be given a period of time to have a PR bond without the GPS tether so that he can get access to his money so that he can have the tether put on. So what I'll say is that he can have a PR bond with a GPS tether that needs to be put in place. Can that be done by the end of the month, July 31st, Mr. Murphy?
I would have to ask Mr. Sims. Would you be able to do that, Mr. Sims?
Yes, I will be reinstated within 3 to 5 days. So yeah, that'll be perfect because I get paid on the 26th of each month.
That would work, Your Honor. Thank you.
We'll issue a PR bond with a GPS tether. The tether needs to be in place and turned on by July 31st, 2021.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Sims. You can tell the officer that's with you that you are done in court for today, and we would take Mr. Brazee next if they have him available.
Who? Brazee?
Brazee.
Brazee.
Thank you, Mr. Sims. Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you, Ms. Wise. Thank you, Ms. Meir, too. Your Honor, that's all that I had in front of your court. I was going to log off now. Obviously, if I'm wrong, I'll log back on. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
You're just looking about an address.
His address was confirmed last time we had him here, which was
Okay.
June 23rd. It's Erie Street. So it's probably already on paperwork.
Okay, Ms. Van Duzen, I think we have Ms. Reeves here. I think she is yours.
Yes, she is, Your Honor.
Bringing her in now. She is connecting her audio. Okay, Ms. Reeves, are you there?
I can hear you. I don't know if I have audio.
Okay, we can hear you.
Okay.
All right, Ms. Van Duzen, do you need a breakout session with anyone before we start?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, we can go on.
The record.
All right, we are on the record in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Julia Reeves, file number 20-19906-FH and 20-19907-FH. We are proceeding today by a video conference being streamed to the YouTube channel. First, let me ask the attorneys to place their appearances on the record, beginning with Ms. Muir.
Phoebe Muir, on behalf of the people.
John Van Dusen on behalf of Ms. Reeves.
All right, and Ms. Van Duzen, where do we stand with these two cases today?
Your Honor, Ms. Reeves is going to plead not guilty. She would like to ask for a trial. We understand that trials are being postponed out for incarcerated individuals. She's on bond, so we have no objection just sitting for another pretrial, Your Honor.
And I did send a global resolution, including Ms. Reeves' misdemeanor file to Ms. Van Duzen. I just want to make sure that was received.
I did receive that.
All right, how about September 29th at 10 a.m.?
That works, Your Honor.
Okay, so we'll adjourn it then until September 29th at 10 a.m. Ms. Reeves, you'll need to log back into Zoom on that date with using all the same information that you used to log in today.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
And Ms. Van Duzen, would you do the stip in order?
I will, Your Honor.
Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Reeves. You can go ahead and log out. Okay. All right, so Ms. Van Duzen is going to log out and log back in. She's having an issue with her computer right now. All right, Mr. Daly, who do you have this morning?
Brazil, Your Honor.
Okay. So Mr. Brzee is here. Do you need a breakout session with him before we go on the record?
No, I've already discussed this matter with him this morning at the jail.
All right. Okay, we are on the record in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Ronald S. Brzee. It is file 21-20229-FH. Is the date set for a pretrial conference in this matter. We are proceeding as video conference is being streamed to the YouTube channel. First, let me have the attorneys place their appearance on the record, beginning with Ms. Borders for the people.
Good morning, Your Honor. Angie Borders on behalf of the people.
And Mr. Daly.
James Daly, appearing on behalf of the defendant, Your Honor.
Okay, and Mr. Daly, where do we stand with this case today?
I believe this matter is going to go to trial, Your Honor. There's some other investigations going on that may change things, but I'm pretty sure it's going to go to trial.
All right, Ms. Borders, is there anything that needs to be addressed from your side?
The people are prepared for trial. The only matter is that Mr. Daly had brought a concern to me that he's wishing for a little further investigation on, which may take a little time. If the court's looking at setting a trial date and Mr. Daly wants to avail himself to that additional investigation, we're going to need to set the trial date out rather far with a pretrial date in maybe 6 weeks from now.
Mr. Daly, how do you want to proceed? You want to try to set a trial date now, or do you want another pretrial?
I think we take the other pretrial. It's at my client's request that we're asking for an additional investigation, Your Honor.
So with that being said, Your Honor, without scheduling a trial date, I would still recommend scheduling around 6 weeks because of the time that I believe it would take to secure that additional investigation and get the reports back.
All right, so that takes us to about September 8th. Does that work at 10 a.m.?
It works for me, Your Honor.
I have a preliminary exam Ann Arbor that day.
Okay, the week before that's full already. So how about September 15th would be the next week? We do 8, 15, or 10 if it makes a difference.
That'll work, Judge.
Okay, so September 15th, let's say 8:15. Mr. Daly, will you prepare that stipulation in order?
I will, Judge.
Thank you. Okay, Mr. Brzee, you can tell the officer that's with you that you are done in court for today, and I think that's all we have at the jail.
All right. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Mr. Daly.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Your Honor, I'm sorry to interrupt, but Mr. Savage is in the waiting room and he has another hearing at 11 o'clock. Could we possibly do Cynthia Lee next?
I'm bringing him in right now.
Thank you.
Okay, one moment. We've got Ms. Lee coming in right now.
Correct. I know, I just changed it to you.
Okay.
However you want me to do this.
Are we ready to go on the record, Ms. Wise and Mr. Savage? Do we need any breakout sessions before we do that?
No, we're ready.
We're ready.
All right, we are on the record now in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Cynthia Ann Lee, file number 19-19285-FH. This is the date set for pretrial conference in this matter. We are proceeding today as a video conference being streamed to a YouTube channel. First, let me have the attorneys place their appearances on the record, beginning with Ms. Wise for the people.
Good morning, Your Honor. Jackie Wise on behalf of the people.
And good morning, Your Honor. May it please the court, my name is Matt Savage and I represent Ms. Lee.
thank you. And I know we've had many pretrials on this case before, and Ms. Lee has requested trial in this case. Is that still where we stand, Mr. Savage?
Yes, it is, Your Honor.
All right. So we are scheduling and beginning to conduct trials at this point. The priority is right now on defendants who are incarcerated. So what I can do, if you'd like to set a trial date today, we can set a trial date today with the understanding that if it may get bumped for a incarcerated defendant, because I'm going through the process of scheduling those as well. So leave it to you, Mr. Savage. If you want to schedule a date trial today, we can do that. Again, with the understanding it might be bumped, or if you have another pre-trial, we can do that and see if the situation is even more clear in a month or so.
Your Honor, I think Ms. Wise and I probably have the same concern. We're going to have witnesses that would need to be present, so it would probably be best if we got a date certain. So maybe setting it for another pre-trial, and when the court is ready to give us a date certain might be the best. Otherwise, the two of us are going to be scrambling trying to have these experts available.
Okay, I think that that one more month is going to really start to clear things up. I have probably maybe 3 or 4 more incarcerated defendants to get on the trial schedule, and then I'll be able to start working with the people who are on bond. And I think, I don't know if Ms. Lee's case is the oldest, but it's certainly one of the oldest of those that are not, that are on bond right now. So she would be, when I get to those, one of the first ones up. So let's go with booked really solid on pretrials on Wednesday mornings until September 8th at 10 a.m.
Are we scheduling ours for September 8th at 10 a.m., Your Honor?
If that date works for you, we'll schedule the next pretrial for that date.
I think that's fine. Give me one quick second. September 8th. Yeah, September 8th looks good for me, Your Honor.
Can we do, I apologize, Your Honor, can we do 8 a.m. instead of 10 a.m.? Because I do have a 10 o'clock jury trial that day.
Fine with me, Your Honor.
Okay, so we'll change that to 8:15 a.m. And Mr. Savage, would you be willing to prepare a stipulation in order for that adjournment?
Yes, Your Honor, that's not a problem. I can take care of that. Jackie, I have your permission to sign your name?
Yes, sir.
Sure. I'll get that out this afternoon to the court staff, Your Honor. We've got a couple more hearings I have to do.
Yep, okay, thank you. Then you can go ahead and log out.
Thank you, everybody. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
That Murphy's name.
Oh, let's log back in.
Oh, we did. Development part's got 2. And then I think all we have is Crabtree. Butler and Crabtree, that should be all we have. Oh no, Caleb Daniels.
Oh, yeah, okay, I was gonna say, we've got one more person.
Yep.
So, okay, we've got Mr. Crabtree is here. All right, Mr. Crabtree, are you able to hear me?
Yes, I am.
All right. We we are on the record then in the matter of, oh, I'm sorry. All right. Now we're on the record in the people of the state of Michigan versus Lucas Edward Crabtree. It's file number 20-20127-FC. Today's date set for a pretrial conference in this matter. We are proceeding today by a video conference that's being streamed to a YouTube channel. First, let me ask the attorney's place their appearances on the record, beginning with Ms. Borders for the people.
Angie Borders on behalf of the people, Your Honor.
John Van Dusen on behalf of Mr. Crabtree.
All right, and we do have Mr. Crabtree here. Mr. Crabtree, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, and now he's got his video on so we can see him. Ms. Van Dusen, where do we stand with this case today?
Your Honor, in this case, Mr. Crabtree is pleading not guilty. We are still waiting for discovery of the lab results in this matter. I have been in contact with Ms. Borders, who has been trying to followed through to find out where they are, and they're just not ready yet. So we're going to ask for another pretrial in this matter. And I'd like to address his bond with his GPS monitor after we get done.
All right, as far as a pretrial date, how about September 8th at 10 a.m.?
That works, Your Honor, and I'll prepare the step.
You can sign with my permission, Dawn.
Thank you.
Okay, Ms. Borders, anything else we need to address from the people's side?
Not as to this, Your Honor.
All right, and so Ms. Van Dusen, what is it you'd like to address about the bond conditions?
Your Honor, Mr. Crabtree was placed on an ankle GPS monitor, and when he was placed on that, it was for the condition that he lived in a trailer park. And at this time, he has located to a different area that is not a trailer park. It's a residential house. He is asking the court to allow him to keep the GPS on, but allow him not to have the house arrest, because at this time he is in house arrest with the GPS. So we're just asking that the court release him from the GPS, or not the GPS, but the house arrest.
Okay, Ms. Borders, anything you'd like to say about that request?
Yes, Your Honor. First of all, I'd like to point out the defendant is charged with a criminal sexual conduct in the first degree. That is a life felony. Furthermore, this child was under the age of 13 at the time of the offense, and the defendant was over 17, so he's facing a mandatory minimum penalty incarceration of 25 years, I believe. With that being said, I would not have agreed to a release on bond, especially after his arrest. The DNA results of the child's labs came back with the presence of male DNA on her anal swabs. The defendant was asked on more than one occasion, twice on this record, to cooperate with the search warrant that Adrian Police Department did obtain to obtain his DNA for a buccal swab to compare with that male DNA present on the victim's anus. The defendant did not do it the first time requested. At the next pretrial, the defendant used the concern that he was on the GPS tether on house arrest and couldn't go. And it was just a simple explanation. It didn't need to wait 2 months to find out that Mr. Crabtree, and he knows, he was monitoring his GPS anklet. He could have contacted her and said, you know, do you mind if I cooperate with the police in this matter? So at the last pretrial, the defendant did in fact go do that, secured the permission from Courtney, but this matter would have been long dealt with had Mr. Crabtree just done what he was being told to do by his attorney, being asked to do by us, and something that we had secured a search warrant for. But just simply the charges in and of themselves and the additional evidence that points to the defense likelihood of conviction, and that is a bond issue, an issue at bond. I do not believe that we can adequately protect the safety of the public at this time if the defendant were to be able to leave his home, even subject to a tether.
All right, so these are obviously serious charges that would involve a mandatory minimum of 25 years. Or any information about any substance abuse or prior criminal history.
Your Honor, may I get a breakout room, please?
With who?
Don?
Yeah, give me a second, I'll set that up.
Okay.
All right, good morning, sir. You're Mr. Daniels?
Good morning.
Ms. Van Dusen, do you need a breakout session with Mr. Daniels at all?
No, I think today's just the VOP hearing, correct, Your Honor? We could also have a sentencing.
Yes, we've got it set for the VOP as well as the sentencing on the 21 file.
For today, Your Honor?
Yeah.
Okay, well then I will break out with him.
Judge, is Miss Holly in the waiting room?
Oh, you know what she is.
Okay.
Sorry, thank you.
We're doing that first or go back?
Let me.
I'm sure it's hard keeping everybody straight.
All right. So why don't we finish up Mr. Crabtree before we go on to Mr. Daniels? I'm sorry, Ms. Van Dusen.
I had
Back on the record in the matter of People versus Lucas Crabtree, Ms. Van Dusen, you've had an opportunity to have a breakout session with Mr. Crabtree. Is anything else we need to address at this point?
just Mr. Crabtree wanted to make the court aware that when he was instructed that he needed to go get a DNA, he actually called his GPS monitoring company, who stated that he could not travel there. He also did not have a vehicle to be able to get there, but he was instructed by his GPS monitoring company that he was not allowed to go there. And once he was ordered by this court to do it, he did submit to a test.
Your Honor, he was told prior to the GPS monitoring company by Mr. Glazier on this record in open court to do it. And this court allowed that. And then he may have followed up with his GPS coordinator, but that was not the person who was monitoring the bond conditions. This court was. So if he misunderstood it, I could understand that. That's possible, but that's not the way that it went.
All right. I don't know that the issue that arose with respect to Mr. Crabtree's getting DNA test completed has huge weight in terms of my analyzing the necessity of the bond condition for house arrest. What I know at this point is that he has well on tether complied with the house arrest provision. He's appeared when he's been required to appear. So I think it is appropriate to modify that from house arrest to a curfew. We'll change that to a curfew from 5 p.m. to 8 a.m. and include a provision that he not have any contact with anyone under the age of 18 years. So with that, I think we can conclude. And I'm sorry, Ms. Van Dusen, did you say that you would prepare a stipulation order for the adjourned date?
Yes, Your Honor.
You can sign with my permission, Van Dusen.
Thank you.